Hi, I'm Blake and I paint here at Arts for Health. I started beginning of last year and I drive people nuts for a pastime. I prefer paintbrushes, but I've experimented over the last probably 18 months with gouache paint. I've tried watercolours, enjoyed working with plaster and working in different earth materials like dirt and sand and gravel. Also been working on watering down the acrylics so that they work in with the canvas because they adhere to different layers of paint. So sometimes when I put acrylic paint down, I go back over the top with like a watered down acrylic and it creates a different layer or effect. I'm working towards about 4 different exhibitions at the moment, which is a bit insane. So I'm doing a landscape style exhibition which mainly focuses on like rain and water, and then I'm doing another one which is a series of experimentations in abstract, so where things aren't quite as obvious to the eye as you'd think they were. You'd have to actually look at it and interpret it. The other 2 are with another artist here, so I've got one that I'm doing with Kirsty Irwin, and one I'm doing with Linda at the moment. I find my mental health's improving. I've had a lot of issues and it helped get me through when Mum passed away, having people around and dealing with a lot of my other issues around with how I socialise with people and understand people, and yeah, so I'm also working on how I collaborate with others because I tend to be quite I wouldn't say leadership, but I'd say I tend to get so stuck in on the piece that sometimes I'm not quite so focused on how I'm actually working with somebody else on the piece, and so I'm learning to sort of balance my inclusion with somebody else's. It's just about learning how you relate to other people and work with other people and how you fit together. I seem to have a thing for water and trees. I seem a little bit obsessed about it. I'm quite an eclectic person, so it's really hard to actually focus on any particular thing. I like things. I mean, most people that look at my art or review my art, or they're seeing how all the pieces come together, they say most of my art feels like it's moving. They say it feels like when they look at the art, they can see that there's something going on that's not just still. They say there's movement to the paintings, or they feel like there's some life to it, even though it's a painted interpretation or an abstract piece. There's always something that they see gives it a little bit of its own, like it creates its own entity sort of thing. Yeah, I think that's probably one of my selling points for some of my art. Some of my art's pretty lazy, and I'm working on that to the point where now I'm spending almost too much time on a particular piece. So. Originally I was just looking for a place that had all the stuff to paint because I was like, it's going to be messy no matter what you do. Wherever you go, you're going to create a mess that goes everywhere, and the paint's going to end up on the floor, the ceiling, the walls, the table. No, it's for me and for most of the people that I connect with well here, it's a different space, and if all it does is get you out of the house to do something that you like doing or a way of expressing yourself, then why not? You know, you don't want to be that person that's stuck at home all the time avoiding the world. For the most part, you're pretty much always comfortable here. I think you can get paint supplies anywhere, you can get canvas anywhere, you can get brushes anywhere, you can get sponges anywhere. There's even places that bring all those things together, but it's just, we've got 2 main art tutors, but we've got more than that. You have people that have different perspectives, and when they've got a wide range of experience, they've all explored different mediums, but they also both teach the class and monitor the open studio. And so there's like this holistic or cohesive way of whatever you're working on ultimately ends up with all this guidance from people that have actually done what you're doing or are going through the same process you do, because your tutors still have the passion for what they're doing because they're doing it as well. It's not something they did 20 years ago or 10 years ago or 5 years ago and just gave up. Like, there's still people that are quite actively involved in producing their own work, and so they see what you see, or they see a different way of seeing what you see, and it's the selling point. People like knowing that they've got people to guide them or teach them or help them improve, but also you find that they mention that they learn things from all their students as well. It's not just like I learn how to teach from my students or I learn how to approach things. They actually grow as artists themselves, so it's sort of like a piggyback process where you feed back to one another and it builds. Pretty much everybody gets along quite well. People like most as they feel comfortable with each other. If you're at that point where you need to get out, it's comfortable here. Ree or Megan or Cass or even Linda at reception, and then we've got student interns and other students here. Somebody will give you a tour, they'll show you everything, you'll find out it's $5 a day. There's so many different mediums here that I haven't even tried them all. And there's others here that have been here for 5, if not closer to 10 years, and they still haven't tried all the different mediums that they offer here. And there's a men's shed next door, so whatever you want to try, there's no rule against trying things. Come and try it. Some people that come in on certain days where they're just trying to get out of a nursing home for the day, or some people are here because their kids are busy at work during the week and they want to do something for themselves, but they want to spend the weekends with their kids and grandkids, but during the week they want to feel like they're living their own unique life. I find I come here like when my brother's at his cooking class, and that's all I started with. One day a week. I was only here for maybe an hour and a half, close to 2 hours, whereas some people were here all day, every day of the week. This is one of the more time-consuming pieces. It's like a reef type thing. So I'm doing like a shipwreck type thing with planes. I'll probably do a boat in there somewhere. Again, I'm not one of those people that plans out very well. I just figure out what happens. I've done all this rock work, and I'm working on corals and different like seaweeds and stuff like that. And I'm working on different light pitches. So some of it's darker, some of it's lighter, some of it's deeper, some of it's shallow, some of it's closer, some of it's further away. And I've been working on a lot of that, although I tend to do it backwards. I tend to figure that out by the time I'm getting to that like particular section of the canvas, not really start at whatever's furthest away and then come forward. I try to, but it's kind of hard when you don't actually have like this plan of where's furthest back and where's furthest forward. So learn to play around with different types of paint and the way the paint works with different amounts of water and stuff in it. And yeah, I've got too many pieces, so